All right, so this is a video about the song Manning Fireworks off the album Manning Fireworks. And when I first heard about, or I was first told to check this guy out, I didn't really know anything about it. And I looked him up, and two things kind of stand out right away. So the first is the album cover, because you have like the It's Wednesday, My Dude guy, and a guy ripping a dart, and like this big pile or big pillar of fire behind him. And then the guy just like sculling a beer.
Suck it down! Yeah.
And it's a really cool album cover, and I think it's a painting, and I'm sure it's something I could spend a lot of time looking at, because those look like three guys coming from the Midwest, like I could actually know. And then the second bit is just like Manning Fireworks as an album name is really interesting, because like it doesn't jump off the page as like intuitively understanding what it means, right? Like Manning Fireworks could be a lot of things. And it's like not pretentious, but it's also not handholdy. Like there's some big intrigue behind like what Manning Fireworks might actually mean or be. Like, is it a type of firework, or a type of firework display? I don't know. Is like the singer / songwriter from Indianapolis or Denver, and it's like an album about that year where like Manning won a Super Bowl, and it's about like the celebrations or like the city associated with that. And then I say Peyton because Eli was a New York City quarterback, and like guys just don't really look like that in New York City. Not really. Like the guys on the album cover, to my eye, are more like Midwestern or Southern or like Middle America guys. And like I wouldn't really say Denver's really a West. And the singer could have been from any part of Colorado, which might as well be the Midwest. I don't know. Maybe that's slander for people from Colorado. But like the intrigue's cool. It's a little bit SM and Spiral Staircase-ish. It's like, the person writing the lyrics, the songs, whatever, the album, and making all these choices comes off as smart, but like has come to the conclusion that pretension isn't necessarily better than like being simple, but also completely holding the audience's hand isn't like the right way either. So like there's a nice bit of intrigue and mystery that I associate with whoever is making these choices, which in this case I think is Lenderman. And so I listened to the album, not knowing if I'm going to find out what Manning Fireworks means, but luckily the first track is like Manning Fireworks, it's titled. So I'm assuming going into the album that I'm just going to like figure out what it means. It'll be nice. But you start listening to the song, and it's cool. Like lyrically, it's pretty cool. It's a nice tune. And as the lyrics and verses sort of spill into each other, there's no like real mention of Manning or fireworks or like any real pyrotechnics of any kind or quarterbacks of any kind. And so at this point, I was assuming on first listen that I just won't know what Manning Fireworks means unless it's like a subtext thing or something, right? Like I'm just not going to understand it unless I look deeply into it. Because if you look at the lyrics I have up here, it's just like there's not much in terms of what Manning Fireworks might actually mean. But then you get to the last verse, and sort of in keeping up with this idea of simple is good and like pretension isn't necessarily good, or like trying to completely hide the meaning or be like intentionally difficult with the audience is like a good thing. Like it seems as if the singer or songwriter thinks like it's a bad thing, like or something they're not interested in. So he gives us like the last verse: "You once was a baby and now a jerk, standing close to the pyre, Manning Fireworks." And this is like, you realize it's not a noun alone thing. So it's not about like Manning Fireworks as in Peyton Manning Fireworks, or it's not about like a display of fireworks, but it's more a verb noun combo. And like when I heard it, and when it's like that close to pyre, it just made a lot of sense, or it kind of clicked for me. And if it hasn't clicked for you yet, like to man as a verb is like to be in charge of something, or at least that's how I understand it. So like as you see the search results, it's manning the phones, the fort, the deck, whatever it is. Often I hear it with like manning the grill, which just means to stand around and be in charge of grilling, or the grill in general. It's like keeping an eye on things. So it's not like a super active role. It's like to man is it's like fairly passive, which I think is cool. It's like it's a cool choice because it's not pretentious at all. It's just like the character's on firework duty. Like that's all it is. Like this guy is standing close to the pyre, which doesn't feel very active, and he's manning fireworks, which also doesn't feel very active, and it kind of goes in line with a lot of the rest of the song lyrically, like not having a purpose. And then also there's that one verse which I think is really great, like you've opened the Bible to in a public place, you've opened the Bible to the very first page, and like there's not, you're just like not doing a lot. And so I think manning fireworks is also like a fairly passive thing. And sonically, it feels like it lines up well. I'll play like the ending of the song, like the whole last verse, maybe as an outro. But it's so cool because, like, there's no like pyrotechnics or explosion musically. It just peters out. Like the song is sort of the whole way. There's a big kick where you get like background singers and drums and maybe like a slide guitar after just starting out with acoustic guitar. But besides that, there's like not like a climactic moment in the song. And so like lyrically, I feel like it lines up super well sonically. It's such a cool song and like such a cool lyric. And like I never thought to use the verb like man something in this way. It's really clever. And like it's like I said, it's nice in terms of intrigue, and yeah, it's a fun album to listen to. I would recommend the whole thing. But yeah, that's what I think it means to man fireworks. What manning fireworks means is just like being in charge of fireworks. Like you're not necessarily in charge of launching or lighting fireworks, but that could be part of the job. He's just manning the fireworks for right now, which is cool. I mean, like, it's a sweet album, sweet song. Yeah, I'll play it a little bit here. Lots of love. Otto Nelson, 1000.
You once was a baby, and now a jerk, standing close to the pyre, manning fireworks. Once a perfect little baby, who's now a jerk, standing close to the pyre, manning fireworks.
I think it's just bad manners to just deliberately be difficult. If you're talking to somebody, you have to try and say things as clearly as possible.